Cross-checks on archived 911 calls. A flagged match showed up. A call from a disposable cell phone made 6 weeks before Maya vanished. The voice on the line was muffled, shaken, barely a whisper over static. "They're watching us. She doesn't know yet. Please." Then silence. The call lasted 17 seconds. The location pinged within 2 blocks of Maya's apartment. It had never been linked to her. No name, no follow-up, and for some reason, no record of anyone investigating it. Vaughn pulled the full audio. She played it over and over again. On the 7th listen, she caught something that made her stomach tighten. The caller didn't say, "They're watching me." He said, "They're watching us." She filed a request to trace the number, but it had been purchased with cash from a corner store in Newark, New Jersey, and deactivated 2 hours after the call. It had only made one outgoing call, this one. Meanwhile, Maya's family had never heard of it. Neither had the detective who led the original investigation. When Vaughn submitted the report to her supervisor, she was told not to disrupt ongoing investigations. But there were none. Maya's case had quietly been shelved 6 months ago. Still, 2 days later, Vaughn found her access to the case files revoked. A polite email explained it was an internal realignment of responsibilities. She kept the audio, secretly, and a week later sent it anonymously to Maya's sister, Leah. That was the moment everything changed again. Leah hadn't stopped searching. Not really, even after the police moved on, even after friends grew silent and the media cycle forgot. Maya wasn't just her sister, she was her shadow, her balance. They had their own language, their own memories, secrets no one else knew. So when the unmarked envelope arrived, no return address, Leah almost didn't open it. It felt dangerous. But inside was a USB drive and a single sticky note. "You were right. Keep this safe." The file was simple. A clean .mp3 titled 6_03am recording.wav. The voice was unmistakably male, shaking, low, desperate. "She doesn't know yet. They're watching us." Leah sat frozen, her heart pounding in a way it hadn't since the night Maya disappeared. She played it again. Then again, then opened her laptop and started cross-referencing the call's timestamp against her sister's last known activities. Maya was at home that morning. She'd texted Leah at 6:15 a.m. asking if she wanted to get coffee later, like nothing was wrong. In every high-profile trial, there's a moment when the tone changes, when the case stops being about facts and starts becoming about fallout. For the trial of Sean Diddy Combs, that moment came not from a shocking witness or an emotional outburst, but from a name, not a new charge, not even a new testimony, just a name. And when that name was read aloud in the courtroom, Kim Kardashian, the entire dynamic of the trial changed. It was a quiet Wednesday morning. The prosecution rose with what appeared to be a routine motion, one more sealed exhibit, late in the game. No one expected anything extraordinary. The judge broke the seal, read the file, then paused. He looked up slowly, scanning the faces in the room before reading aloud. Kim Kardashian. Murmurs rippled across the courtroom. The defense team immediately stood to object, requesting an emergency sidebar. Reporters scrambled for context, but even they didn't know what they were hearing yet. The document wasn't introducing Kardashian as a witness, nor accusing her of anything. Instead, it referred to an alleged incident years ago at a private industry event, where an unnamed staffer claimed to have witnessed an unsettling exchange involving Diddy and Kardashian. No crime, no police report, but a moment the prosecution argued showed a pattern of control, part of a larger behavioral profile they were building. The defense called it irrelevant hearsay, arguing it was being used to generate media chaos rather than provide legitimate evidence, but the judge didn't dismiss it outright. He ruled that if the prosecution could corroborate the witness and prove its relevance to the case's broader pattern, the jury could hear it. That ruling changed everything. The courtroom tension skyrocketed. Legal strategy shifted overnight. And as expected, by the end of the day, Kardashian's name was dominating the headlines, despite her not being charged, subpoenaed, or even present. In a trial already full of twists, this was the first domino in a much larger collapse. It was nearly a year after Maya's disappearance when something unexpected resurfaced, almost by accident. A cold case analyst named Rebecca Vaughn had been quietly reviewing unsolved files, combing through old evidence for anything that might have been missed. She wasn't assigned to Maya's case, but late one night, while running routine, why would someone call 911 before Maya even knew she was in danger? Leah emailed the detective who used to be on the case. No response. Then she emailed again. This time she CC'd a lawyer friend, and within an hour, her phone rang. It wasn't the detective. It was someone else. A man who didn't give his name. "What you have is out of context," he said, voice tight. "Please don't circulate it. You could interfere with something bigger than you realize." But Leah was already in too deep. She started reaching out to journalists, forums, cold case experts. That's when she got a second message. No envelope, no signature. Just a folded paper in her mailbox with 5 words printed in block font. "Ask about the 4th room." She had no idea what it meant, not yet, but she was about to find out. Leah had lived in Maya's apartment for 2 weeks now. It still smelled like her, lavender and warm paper, but it was sterile in a way that made Leah uneasy. No chaos, no clutter. It didn't feel lived in anymore. It felt prepared. The 4th room. The words haunted her. Maya's place only had 3 rooms, the bedroom, the kitchen-living combo, and the bathroom. Unless the note wasn't referring to Maya's apartment at all. She pulled out Maya's old planner, spiral-bound, black leather. Flipping through the pages, she noticed something odd. Every Monday for the last 3 months, Maya had written one word in fine blue ink. Cleaning. Same time, same location. A place Leah didn't recognize. 217 Harrow Street. Leah drove there the next morning. 217 Harrow wasn't a house. It was a facility. Nondescript, concrete exterior, no signage. The door was locked tight, but around the back, past the dumpsters, was a rusted fire escape leading up to a window that someone, deliberately she thought, had left cracked. Inside, the building was hollow. Empty hallways, unmarked doors, fluorescent lights that hummed like they were trying to speak. Then she found the rooms. 3 of them. All numbered in fading black paint. Room 1, clinical. A table, 2 chairs, a box of tissues. Room 2, padded walls, a security camera in the corner. Chains bolted into the floor. Room 3, dark. A projector, some chairs, all facing a wall with peeling paint like something had been scraped off. But no room 4, until she noticed a thin seam in the wall between rooms 2 and 3. A draft. Leah pressed her hand against it. The panel shifted. No lock, just pressure. The 4th room was hidden. It was small, concrete, no windows. Just a single bed bolted to the floor, and red writing all over the walls. Drawings, notes, coordinates, names, some in Maya's handwriting, some Leah didn't recognize. And at the very center, scrawled in thick marker, "I didn't disappear. I was taken." Leah backed away slowly, her hand trembling. She reached for her phone, but the moment she turned on her flashlight, something glinted in the corner of the room. A camera. It was still on. Leah froze. The camera in the corner, old, dust-covered, yet unmistakably active, had a tiny red LED light blinking. Someone was watching her. Right now. Her instincts screamed at her to leave, but something deeper, colder held her in place. She moved slowly, phone still raised, recording. The camera didn't move, but she felt seen, like it was watching more than just her body. She stepped closer to the wall. Maya's handwriting covered it in frantic, layered messages. Some words were circled, underlined, stabbed with arrows. "They said it would stop if I helped. It doesn't stop. They want memories they didn't earn. 217. Find the mirror." Leah turned. There was no mirror in the room. But maybe Maya didn't mean here. Maybe it was elsewhere in the building. As Leah stepped back out into the hallway, she noticed that the hum of the lights had changed. A pitch lower. A mechanical throb had joined it. Something had powered on. A slow, rhythmic click, click, click echoed from down the corridor. Footsteps, number something being unlocked. Leah didn't wait to find out what. She ran. back through the cracked window, down the fire escape, into her car. She didn't even start it right away. She just sat there, gripping the steering wheel, heart beating like it was trying to break through her chest. Once the panic faded enough to think, she checked her phone. The recording was gone. Nothing in the camera roll. No cached video. It was as if she had never hit record. She backed up her photos, encrypted her files, and changed every password she had. Then she did something she never thought she'd do. She broke into Maya's email. It had been left logged in on an old iPad, hidden under the bed. Most of it was mundane. Work stuff, family updates. But then she found a folder buried in the drafts, never sent. A message, written just days before Maya vanished. Subject: if this ever reaches anyone, they watch memories, they harvest from people who won't be missed. The fourth room isn't a place, it's a pattern, a cycle. Every 10 years, every city. Find the mirror, don't let them see you. And beneath that, an attachment, a photo, of Leah, sleeping. Leah stared at the photo in disbelief. It was taken from above, her eyes closed, peaceful, completely unaware she was being watched. Who was behind this? How did Maya know about it? And what was the mirror? Her mind raced back to the note. The fourth room isn't a place, it's a pattern. If Maya was right, this wasn't just some random building. It was part of something bigger. Something connected to the way memories were taken and kept. Leah closed her eyes and took a deep breath. There was only one way forward. She opened the folder again. Another file appeared. A map. Not of the city, but of the building itself. It marked 4 rooms, labelled the first room, entry, the second room, collection, the third room, extraction, the fourth room, reflection. And in the fourth room, a small square was drawn, the mirror. Leah knew she had to find it. If Maya's warning was true, the mirror was the key to stopping whatever was happening. Grabbing her jacket, Leah checked the time. It was almost midnight. The building would be empty, but she felt like she was running out of time. As she stepped into the night, her phone buzzed. A message, no sender, just one line. Look behind you. Leah's heart skipped a beat as she spun around in the empty hallway. No one was there, just the cold night air and the distant hum of city lights. Her phone buzzed again. Another message, same mysterious sender. The mirror shows what you fear, and what you need to see. She swallowed hard, the weight of those words sinking in. Was the mirror some kind of trap or a tool? Either way, she had no choice but to find out. Leah slipped back into the building through the side entrance. The darkness wrapped around her like a cloak. Her flashlight pierced the black, revealing peeling paint and cracked tiles. The map from the file guided her steps. She moved carefully, following the corridor to the fourth room. Her breath echoed in the silence as she pushed open the heavy door. Inside, the room was bare except for one object resting against the far wall, a large, ornate mirror. The glass was cloudy, almost shimmering, as if it were alive. Leah stepped closer, staring into the surface. Suddenly the reflection flickered, and a figure appeared behind her. She whirled around. No one. When she looked back, the mirror's surface rippled again. This time, it showed flashes of memories, her childhood, her parents, moments she thought forgotten. A voice whispered from the mirror, soft but clear. To break the cycle, you must face what you hide. Leah realized the fourth room wasn't just a place, it was a challenge, one she had to confront alone. Leah took a deep breath, steadying herself in front of the mirror. The images inside it were shifting, moving faster now. Scenes from her life she hadn't thought about in years. There was her father, stern but caring, standing silently in the doorway of their old house, her mother laughing, a sound Leah hadn't heard in a long time. But then the images darkened, arguments, moments of pain, times she wished she could erase. Her hand trembled as she reached out to touch the mirror's surface. The glass felt cold against her skin, but it didn't resist. Instead, it seemed to pull her in, like a doorway to her own memories. A sudden rush of emotion overwhelmed her. Fear, sadness, regret. but also hope. Leah whispered, "I'm ready." The mirror glowed softly, then went black. When the light returned, Leah saw herself reflected, stronger, clearer. A small smile played on her lips. She stepped back, feeling lighter than before. Her phone buzzed again. "Well done. You've taken the first step. Now, find the key." Leah's eyes scanned the room. On the floor near the mirror lay a small, rusted key, exactly where it hadn't been before. Taking it in her hand, Leah felt the weight of what was coming next. Leah clutched the small, rusted key tightly as she scanned the room once more. Her eyes caught sight of a faint outline on the far wall, a door, cleverly concealed behind a faded tapestry. Heart pounding, she approached and gently pulled the tapestry aside. The door's surface was cracked and worn, but the keyhole gleamed faintly in the dim light. With a deep breath, Leah inserted the key and turned it slowly. The lock clicked, echoing in the quiet room. The door creaked open to reveal a narrow staircase descending into darkness. The message on her phone echoed in her mind. Find the key. She had it now, but what awaited beyond this door was still unknown. Steeling herself, Leah stepped onto the first stair, the air growing cooler with each step downward. The only sound was the soft tapping of her footsteps, until a faint glow appeared at the bottom, a light that seemed both inviting and mysterious. Without hesitation, she moved toward it, ready to uncover whatever secrets lay hidden beneath. Leah's eyes adjusted to the dim light as she reached the bottom of the staircase. Before her stretched a wide chamber carved from stone, its walls lined with ancient symbols she couldn't decipher. In the center of the room stood a pedestal bathed in a soft golden glow. On it rested an old leather-bound book, its cover embossed with the same symbols on the walls. As Leah stepped closer, a sudden chill swept through the chamber, making the hair on her arms stand up. She hesitated, then reached out and opened the book. The pages were filled with strange diagrams and writings in a language she didn't recognize, but one phrase stood out, written in clear English beneath a detailed map. The truth lies where the light cannot reach. A hidden compartment in the pedestal slid open, revealing a small, shining crystal.
Leah's heart raced. This was no ordinary object. She sensed its importance immediately. With the crystal in hand, she wondered, what was the truth, and how far was she willing to go to uncover it? Leah carefully tucked the crystal into her pocket and turned her attention back to the chamber. The symbols on the walls seemed to glow faintly, as if reacting to the crystal's presence. She traced her fingers along the stone surface, searching for anything unusual. Suddenly, the wall beneath one set of symbols shifted with a grinding sound, revealing a narrow passageway lit by flickering torches. Taking a deep breath, Leah stepped inside, feeling a mix of curiosity and caution. The passage was tight and winding, descending deeper underground. After several minutes, she arrived at a large cavern where the air was cool and still. In the center stood an ancient statue, its features worn but majestic. In its hands rested an orb, pulsating with soft blue light. Leah reached out, and the moment her fingers brushed the orb, images flashed in her mind. Visions of a forgotten history, secrets buried for centuries, and a power that could change everything. The journey was far from over, but Leah knew she was closer than ever to the truth. Leah pulled her hand back slowly, still feeling the lingering energy of the orb. The visions in her mind began to fade, but the knowledge they imparted was clear. This place was once a sanctuary of wisdom, built by a civilization that valued harmony and knowledge above all else. She examined the statue more closely, noticing inscriptions at its base. The writing was ancient, but with the crystal she had found earlier, she managed to decipher fragments of the text. It spoke of a guardian who protected the orb, a source of balance for the world. Suddenly, a faint noise echoed through the cavern. Leah's heart quickened as shadows moved along the edges of the chamber. She wasn't alone. Steeling herself, she prepared to face whoever, or whatever, was coming. The secrets she had uncovered were important, but protecting them might be even more crucial. From the shadows emerged a figure, cloaked and cautious. Leah instinctively raised her hand, ready to defend herself, but the stranger raised theirs in peace. "I mean no harm," the voice was calm yet firm. "I've been watching you. Few outsiders have made it this far." Leah lowered her hand slightly but kept her guard up. "Who are you? Why are you here?"
The figure stepped into the light, revealing a face marked by time and wisdom. "My name is Rian. I am one of the last keepers of this sanctuary. I protect the secrets of the orb, and now perhaps I can help you understand its true purpose." Leah studied him carefully. Could she trust this stranger? But deep down, she knew she needed guidance if she was going to navigate the challenges ahead. "All right," Leah said. "Tell me everything." Ryan motioned for Leah to follow him deeper into the sanctuary. The air grew cooler, and the walls were lined with ancient symbols glowing faintly in the dim light. "The orb you carry," Ryan began, "is not just a source of power. It is a key to a realm beyond our world, a realm where time and space intertwine." Leah's eyes widened. "A key to what exactly?" "To a place where the balance of all things is maintained," Ryan explained. "If it falls into the wrong hands, chaos will spread through both our world and theirs." Leah felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. She clutched the orb tighter. "So, what must I do?" Ryan smiled, a hint of relief in his eyes. "You must protect it, but more than that, you must learn to unlock its true power, and for that you need training.